Hello everybody, I'm the Solo Gamer, and welcome to the pre-release version of Civilization 6. 2K was nice enough to give me a preview build before the release, which was very, very nice, and I can actually show you guys what the game is going to be like. Now, I can only choose between 10 civilizations at this point in time, but the rest of the game is pretty open, as opposed to, say, the Beyond Earth pre-release videos that I did, where I had to go to, there was a turn limit. That's not going to happen in this. I can play the game until the very end, and I can win any way I want to. It's freaking awesome that they're allowing us to do this. So as you can tell from the title, we're actually going to be playing as Japan for this playthrough. And we'll go into create a game right here and just set this up. So we'll play as Hojo Takumini. I'm going to butcher that, I'm sorry. It's not going to work. Me pronunciations just don't work. So Japan's bonuses. So we have Meiji Restoration. So all districts receive an additional standard adjacency bonus for being adjacent to another district. And we'll talk about districts and everything that goes into what's new into Civilization 6 once we get into game itself. But I'm just going to talk about the bonuses that Japan has. So, Divine Wind. Land units receive +5 combat strength in land tiles adjacent to the coast, and naval units receive 5 combat strength in shallow water tiles. We can also build the Encampment, Holy Site, and Theater Square districts in half the usual time, which is great. So, our unique unit is a Samurai, Japanese unique medieval-era unit that does not suffer combat penalties when damaged. And we have the Electronics Factory, which is a building unique to Japan, obviously, which gives 4 production to all cities within 6 tiles, which is pretty strong. And after researching the electricity technology, this building provides an additional 4 culture to its city. Okay, so we're going to be playing on Prince difficulty, the only difficulty we can choose at the moment. We'll play on quick. Now, as you guys know, the embargo for this was the 29th, and I did not release any videos then because I have been sick the past couple weeks. I have 2 middle ear infections, which have gone, but my ears are still kind of clogged, so I can kind of barely hear, but one ear finally popped yesterday, or the day before that. I actually can't remember. All my days are merging. And I can finally get back to work into recording, because having the clogged ears just... oh my god, it is so frustrating not being able to hear clearly. What we're going to do here as well, we're going to do either island plates. Well, that would make sense for a Japan game, wouldn't it? Yeah, we'll do that. It's kind of like Archipelago. Islands ranging in size from small to large. And of course, there are other map types. These are just what we have to play with in the preview builds. And one thing I do want to make sure you guys know before we get going here is that everything that you guys see in this build is subject to change. Nothing is set in stone, especially the values of certain buildings and wonders and stuff. We're going to play on a standard map. It's pretty basic. I want to get this game up to you guys as soon as possible and finish it as quickly as possible because I'm not sure how much longer I actually have with the build. So, not to mention, October 21st is coming really, really quick. So, there's not much time left before this game actually comes out. So, I want to get to, get this to you guys before that happens and go from there. So, anyway, we're going to start the game as Hojo... name of Japan.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest, from this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. The great wave of Buddhism follows you, Shikan of Japan, Hojo Tokimun. Your people truly understand what it is to practice balance, and even your finest samurai will be well learned and spiritually apt. Be strong, embrace the divine wind, and you will reach enlightenment.
Alright, so that was the wonderful Sean Bean narrating the quotes in this game and the narrations of the civilizations, which is amazing. If you don't know who that is, if you've watched Game of Thrones, he's Ned Stark. Or if you've watched... he's been in a bunch of different movies. National Treasure, I think he's the villain in the first one of that one. Yeah, he's just in a lot of movies. He doesn't really make it through the rest of the movie, but he's in a lot of movies. And also, Hojo Tokimun. That's what it is. Because he said it. I don't know if that's correct or not, but he said it, so I'm going to go with that one. Hojo Tokimun. Awesome. Let's begin the game. Okay, so... in a regular Civilization 5 game, well, first and foremost, as you can tell, it is nighttime right now. So, one of the major features that I personally like, I mean, I like the small details in games, you should know that by now if you've watched this channel, but there are so many small details in this game that I absolutely love, one of them being the day and night cycle. So, you can go into your game options here, and actually animate the time of day, which would kind of cycle through all of the time of day. As you can see here in the background, you can see the sun moving. You can see it on the ocean, obviously reflection. But yeah, so you can actually go and set it to whatever time you want to. If you want to be, you know, perfectly lit up, you know, noon time, you could do that. Or if you want kind of like a dawn kind of approaching kind of look, you can do that. I mean, it's freaking awesome. I'm going to set on the animate time of day because I actually like it. One of the other cool things that I like about this game as well is, of course, the map style. It's more, I just like it. I really like it a lot. Especially later, once you can see the drawn stuff, and I'll kind of demonstrate that.
But as I headed into the heart of New Zealand's fjordland, that same childlike feeling, long lost, of pure, unadulterated awe, came rushing back. I knew the road to Milford Sound was good, but this good?
Okay, I wasn't actually expecting to see a natural wonder right here, and this is not even going to be in my vocabulary, this name right here. It's obviously from New Zealand, maybe. That's where the quote's from at the very least. Pio Pio Tahi. Okay, let's just say that. So this is one of the natural wonders in the world. There are so many cool natural wonders now. There's Everest, there's the Dead Sea, which is pretty cool. There's also a couple other mountains out there. What else? There's a Crater Lake, which is pretty cool as well. So, discovering the natural wonder gave us a Eureka, which is the new boost to your technology research. So, if you found a city, say, on the coastline here, you will get a Eureka towards sailing. Now, what I was going to mention as well, so that's to Astrology, awesome. What I was going to mention as well is that normally in Civilization 5, I would move my settler onto the shore. But that's not necessary anymore. You can actually settle your city right here, albeit you will lose that Eureka bonus to sailing. However, you can still form a harbor, or build a harbor, in this city, even though it's not directly on the coast, which is amazing. I absolutely love that. So you can have a city that's maybe even, you know, 2 tiles inland, and you can still have a harbor and produce naval units, which is absolutely perfect. So we're going to settle our city right here. This is perfectly fine. I don't want to really move at this point in time. We have incense, tea, rice, stone. There's something else down here. Diamonds, which we cannot reach, sadly. I like this spot, so we're going to go ahead and settle. The city of Kyoto. And this is what I was talking to you guys about before as well, is the drawn map. Now, obviously, this is no surprise, me telling you all this stuff. I'm just kind of recapping it so you guys can see it in real time. But the drawn out look on the map, I absolutely love that. It does actually get confusing once you see a huge map, because you can't really tell the difference between the ocean and the land. Especially on this map right here. It is very, very difficult. So I hope this stuff is kind of addressed. I'd rather see color in this map. It's still drawn out, but I'd like a little bit more color. Because like I said, the mini-map, later on in the game, you can't even discern where the heck you are. So, I don't know. Just little things like that. Anyway, we found a tribal village as well, which we can get to next turn. What I'm going to build right now is a scout to get us going. And research. Well, we already have astrology boosted, which will take us how much? How long? How long will it take? It'll take us 7 turns, but I don't think that's accurate, is it? It might be. Well, yeah, you know what? Let's just work on astrology. So we can get our holy site kind of operational, maybe build a shrine, Stonehenge, you know, we'll see. Alright. That being said, I probably should have moved my settler closer to the natural wonder, but we can build another city somewhere over here, hopefully. Alright, so that little village hut gave us a great work, which is pretty awesome. I didn't know you could do that. We found the Shroud of Turin. Okay. That is fantastic. So we found it's actually a relic, which are some things that you can find through archaeological digs as well, but that's later on in the game. So getting this right off the bat is freaking awesome. So to check your great works, you can check it from this little panel right here, which is where all of your great works will collect. It's not just in one city. You can't rearrange it, is what I should say. Like, you can't min-max like you could in Civilization 5 to get better theming bonuses. I'm not sure that's a thing at all anymore. But the palace is an open slot, so we did fill that with a relic, which gives us 4 faith right off the bat, which is amazing, and 8 tourism. So we're off to a great start with culture, at the very least. So over time, I will explain things as we go, rather than all up front, because I do want to get some progress in here, obviously. I know you guys don't want to hear me blabbering on for an hour about nothing. So, yeah, we'll just keep going. keep exploring. I do like this region, though. This little mountain range with that natural wonder. And it does blend perfectly into the mountains here, which is great. Absolutely great. So, Pio Tahi gives us 1 culture and 1 gold to adjacent tiles. Well, that absolutely sucks, because there's only 2 adjacent tiles that I can work. Well, I could work the sea as well. It's not the worst location for it, but it could have been better. Oh, alright, so we do have ourselves a Barbarian Scout. So, barbarians have been overhauled in this game in that if you see a scout approach your borders, you should expect a horde to be coming right behind him, essentially. So a Barbarian Scout goes to your borders and then heads back to the encampment. Once it reaches that encampment, it then basically tells them where you are, and they send a force to screw up your city. So you want to catch these guys if you can before they reach their encampment. Earlier on in the game, it's going to be kind of hard to do that, but if you're lucky, you might be able to get away with some. Alright, choose a Pantheon. Wow, looks like we're the first. Okay, so what do we have to work with? We are in the tundra, which I'm not too fond of, but that's not the end of the world either. We do have a lot of plantations. We have incense, we have tea. Salt is not a plantation. Well, maybe we don't. Oh, there is one from Tundra. Holy Site districts get 1 faith from adjacent Tundra tiles. So I could go very heavily into religion this game. Because if I put my my religious district down in here, that's 1 faith from every Tundra. That's a lot of faith right there. We could... Let's just take a look at the rest, though. Monument to the Gods, 15% production towards ancient and classical era wonders. That could be good as well. I don't know about that yet. 1 great person point from Holy Site, Campus, and Theater districts. That's pretty good as well. Yeah, I'm thinking we just do the Tundra one. Yeah, that's I mean, out of all these, that's what I think is the best at the moment. So we'll do that. Dance of the Aurora, which is actually a pretty cool name for that. Found the Pantheon. Awesome. So we boosted mysticism, which is in our code of laws, or rather our civics tree, after, right, is it? Yeah, down in here, which would unlock the Oracle. So we are working on code of laws, which will give us a starting government, essentially, and then we can go into whatever we want from here, but we'll do that when the time comes. Okay, let's work on a monument, right? Yeah. Or a builder. Builder's 8 turns, and then we could work on some other things in here. We don't have any mining yet, but we can work on the rice and another farm somewhere else. No, give us a monument. I mean, we're already going for a more cultural and religious victory kind of thing, so we might as well head in that direction even more. Give us 2 options, right? Either religious or culture. I don't know why I'm trying to catch this scout. I did not mean to move him. Wow, 2 diamonds. Okay. Well.
A physician without a knowledge of astrology has no right to call himself a physician.
Alright, so we unlocked Astrology, which gives us the Shrine Building, the Stonehenge Wonder, and the Holy Site District, which allows us to build all of the holy buildings. Alright, can we attack? Nope. Okay, so what are we going to work on now? Probably mining and then animal husbandry. Well, animal husbandry doesn't matter because there's nothing around us that requires either a pasture or a camp. So that's not really necessary, although we do need writing as well, so we could go into pottery. Tell you what, we'll go into pottery, mining, and then writing. Alright, I like that. Well, there's no point in trying to catch that scout, so you might as well keep going down here. Okay, yeah, I don't think we're going to catch this guy, but we will follow him, at least to the encampment. Oh, there's an encampment as well.
At his best, man is the noblest of all animals. Separated from law and justice, he is the worst.
Alright, so we unlocked our first government policies, essentially. So we could choose military policy and an economic policy. So we can have double experience for recon units, or 5-unit combat strength when fighting barbarians. Obviously, that's the better choice in this case. And we can also choose either urban planning, which is +1 production for all cities, or +1 faith and 1 gold in the capital. Well, normally I would do God King in the beginning because I don't have a source of faith. But considering we have that great work that's giving us 4, we don't actually need this one. We can go for the production. Yeah, because our gold's fine. Yeah, production. Cool. Alright, why don't we swing over this way? Actually, can we take out the Spearman? I mean, he is more powerful in terms of being a Spearman, but he is a little bit weaker considering he's a Barbarian, and we have that ability now. Or that bonus. So we will actually come and deal with this guy before he causes too much trouble in the region. Alright, let's keep heading down this way. There he is. Let's choose another civic. So we're, what do we want? I don't think we want anything in craftsmanship at the moment. Foreign trade would be great. We give that trader. I mean, we don't know where anybody is at the moment, but if we do find something, then we could definitely trade with it. That being said as well, to build roads in this game, you actually need a trader or a military engineer later on in the game. But a trader actually builds roads between 2 cities. So in the beginning, we're going to be trading with our own cities just to get a road network up and operational. Hey, perfect. Right where I want ya. So I do have a couple complaints about this game, and you'll see that as we go along in this series. One of my main complaints in this game is that I think the units are great, they're modeled fantastically, but they're so big. They are way too big for my liking, and not a lot of variety. Like...
I thought clay must feel happy in the good potter's hand.
Right, so we discovered pottery, which is great, which gives us the granary, which I'll discuss in a second. But so we have 4 guys in this Barbarian Warrior group. Whereas in Civ 5, you'd have like 3 lines of warriors. And I liked that better. Don't get me wrong, like I said, I like the graphics. But I do think that, well, I hope that there is a mod like the red mod pack in Civilization 5, which makes units smaller and gives more to their unit size. Because I like seeing large battles. Large-scale armies marching across the field. That being said, it goes the same with the buildings. Some of the buildings, including the wonders, are very, very big for their own good. And I don't like that. I'm not that... It just doesn't look right to me. So, yeah, I'm going to hold out for a mod, obviously. It's not going to change in terms of their overall development process. Because, I mean, like I said, we only have 21 days left, or even less than that. So I don't think they're just going to change it, obviously, but I'm hoping for a mod. Absolutely. So we might lose this, the scout here. Yeah, well, maybe not. Nope, I think he's going to be lucky. More diamonds. There's so many diamonds in this region. And we can't reach... well, we can reach 1. Yes, we can reach 1. 2, actually. We can reach both of these diamonds, which is perfect. Alright, keep going after the Spearman. Next turn, we'll have him wiped out completely, which is great. He did earn a promotion, but we will wait until after we kill this guy. Promotions actually take up a full turn now. So if you upgrade... Okay, he just spawned a quadrireme. Yeah, so if I promote him right now, I do have this tree to look at and to choose one, but if I select one right now, it actually wastes the turn. And I will have to wait a full turn before I can attack again. So I want to do this first, and then, upgrade after. Alright. I also like the finishing attack that they do. Every unit seems to have a finishing move on an opponent if they're going to kill it. And it's funny. Especially the Spearmans, where he stabs... You'll see later. You'll just see. I won't spoil it. Anyway, we have Eureka on, or rather an inspiration. I guess it's inspiration for the civics. Anyway, inspiration on military tradition, because we took out a Barbarian outpost. That's pretty good. Let's just run you back to base. We're kind of leading these guys home, but we have no other choice. You are very, very injured at the moment. Okay, that's right. That is a ranged boat. Let's run the hell away. Alright, then we'll promote you next turn, and the promotions actually give you health. All right, so granaries. Granaries give you food, but they also provide housing. Housing is a big factor in this game now. Housing determines how many citizens you can have effectively with growth. Now, you can go beyond the housing, obviously. It just takes longer to grow citizens past what you have available. So building the granary would extend that a little bit. We actually have room for 3 more citizens before it starts to slow down. But, well, I might want to build the granary anyway. Well, maybe the holy site. So, I'm just trying to think here. What would be the best output? So, obviously, we get, oh, yeah, right there. That's going to be a... I'm just going to buy these tiles. That's going to be 7. Because not only do we have the bonuses from the tundra, but we also have the bonuses from the woods. So we have 1 from woods, 5, or rather 6 from tundra tiles. Yeah, let's build the holy site right there. That is a perfect location. Of course, we do have to watch out for this barbarian that's coming into our land here. All right, why don't you sit in the city?
Who deserves more credit than the wife of a coal miner?
All right, so we discovered mining, which gives us the ability to build mines and quarries. We will go ahead and promote this guy now to a tortoise. 10 combat strength when defending against ranged attacks, or 7 combat strength versus melee and ranged. Actually, I like that better. So we'll do that. We got battle cry and 50 health. So he's back up and operational to kind of help us out again in attacking. Now, it's kind of hard to see where the experience bar is on the units, and that's one of my other gripes about military combat. This is the experience bar way down here. This little line that says XP. I had the hardest time trying to find this. This is so freaking small. Like, this space right here is meaningless. You could easily put the experience bar right over here. You know, I don't know. I have a couple of gripes about this game, and like I said, I'll talk about them as I go, but I really do like this game. This game definitely has some potential, and if not in this first iteration of it, definitely down the road. Not only does Civilization 6 add pretty much every feature from Civilization 5, but it also continues that a little bit more, and gives it a little bit more depth, and I don't know, I like it a lot. I do like it a lot. Other people might not, but I do like this game quite a bit. And I definitely see a lot of potential for Civilization 6. Will I stop doing Civilization 5 on my channel? Absolutely not. I kind of see these two at the moment as different games. Civilization 6 is in its infancy right now, like I said, and it definitely will improve with time. As long as Firaxis takes our criticism from the community, I think this game is going to be really, really fantastic. But this is it for the first episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Next episode, hopefully we can explore the rest of the continent without any trouble with our barbarian friends down here, and maybe settle our second city, somewhere preferably over here, although... What is this? That's a plains. It looks like desert. Yeah, there's not a lot of resources over here, so I'm not really sure. We'll decide that next episode. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and definitely stay tuned for more.